Do some yoga and masturbate. That's my tip of the day. Okay? Okay. Imagine if that was the entire episode. I mean, that's like what you need to know for what's going on in life with stress is take the fuck care of yourself. And sometimes it's like 10 times more friggin' simple than we think it is. Welcome to day 4 of Podmas. This is where things are going. I'm mostly going to talk about yoga today, but seriously, first of all, for women, pay attention to the time in your cycle you're at because when you're ovulating, your body is just trying so hard to procreate. It's not conscious, obviously. It's so biological and it's just so like funky because if you're trying not to get pregnant, just like really make sure you're paying attention to your cycle cuz the time you're going to want to get down and dirty and clown and get all up in your business with another person is when you're ovulating. Like we're sending off hormonal signals of like mate with me, mate with me, mate with me. And so that was the masturbation part of this episode. Just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, relieve your stress. Lord knows we all need it, especially in December. And the second thing is doing yoga. Yoga for me really, really helps me connect with myself, ground myself. And I've really started to explore yin yoga, which is very new for me. And I want to just, first of all, challenge you to go to one yin yoga class this month. Just one. And if you hate it, that's fine. You never need to go again. Some stuff might come up that's not ready to come up. That's not a very good sales pitch for it. But please, I really encourage you to do it. And by the end of this episode, hopefully you're inspired. So, first of all, I took my boyfriend to a yin class recently, and he was like, it was actually really sad because I got like really bummed out when this happened because I was having an amazing time. I like so needed it. It felt so nourishing to my body. Yin to me, yin basically is like you hold poses for a really, really long time. You don't need to be flexible. You don't need to be a yogi experienced individual. You can literally go and just follow the person and they just guide you how to get into these long poses and you hold them. And it's basically like you're meditating and the person guiding you through the class is really there to like help you ease into the pose and have more compassion with yourself and like provide prompts for you to think about different things in this hour-long class. My favorite teacher is Yin with Miriam. Yin with Mir is her Instagram and her YouTube, and she teaches in person in Toronto, and I just freaking love her class. I've cried in her class before. I've had epiphanies in her class, and I've only gone twice. By the time this episode comes out, I'll have definitely gone at least 2 more times. But I just really, really love it because I'm laying there and we're doing different poses and I genuinely feel like I am caring for my inner child, which sounds very deep, but I feel like I'm holding her and I'm cradling her and I'm giving her all this room and space to like speak up and like tell me what she needs. And it's this time when it's like, Jess, I'm going to listen. Like here is your best moment to bring up different things you've been struggling with or things you need, and I'm all ears. And it's not like I go into that class with that intention, but that's just sort of what ends up happening for me. And it's really interesting. The first couple classes are weird and hard to get into, and you're like, what is happening? Hence my boyfriend being like, that was like a rest class. That was what I was gonna say. I totally went off on a tangent, but I brought him to a yin class and I was loving it so much, feeling like so nurtured. And then at the end of the class, we leave the studio and he's like, I forget exactly what he said, but he said something about like, well, that was really fucking weird. And I was like, oh, oh, and I like got sad. And then he didn't realize I was really enjoying the class. Like we kept looking at each other and smiling throughout the class. And for me, I was like, oh, this is so cute. I feel like we're looking at each other. We're having a moment. We're both like enjoying this. And then when the class was over, he was like, oh, I kept looking and smiling at you because I thought we were both like laughing about how weird it was. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like I definitely would have probably felt like that if I did my first ever yin class with him. But this was like my 6th yin class I've done. So I was loving it and thinking he was too. And he was kind of just like, what's the point of this? But there's so many points to it. Another one, other than the caring for my inner child, which like nothing matches that. Seriously, just like when you become an adult, you have to like learn to parent yourself and learn to like take care of yourself and like learn to really just like hold yourself and love yourself and just be there for yourself because no one else is going to be there like you are. Once your parental figure is no longer like the number one figure in your life, you are the number one figure. You become that person who has to make all of your decisions. And in order to do that, you need to really listen to what you need. And in order to do that, you need the space and time to have those thoughts come up and receive them. So, the second thing I really love about a yin class is that it feels like the most deep form of physical healing, because you're really just breathing into these poses and you're really relaxing in a way that you only really do when you're sleeping, which doesn't count because you're not conscious, you know? And so I feel like my cells are regenerating and I'm just like allowing myself to like build resistance and build up my immune system to sickness because I'm just really allowing myself to let go. It's some wild shit. It makes me wonder like how I never did that before. And I tried to sit down and record an episode right now and I couldn't. And I went and I just did a 30-minute yoga with Adriene class on YouTube. And I come back now and I'm like, okay, I feel 10 times better and I feel so much more clear headed. And that is literally thanks to yoga. Yoga is the one form of movement that I come back to time and time and time again, because it's just so accessible, it feels like, because there's virtual classes, there's in person, and it's not really aggressive. Weightlifting is just so aggressive sometimes. I like it and I feel like it serves a purpose, especially in different seasons and phases of life, but I find it so much easier to be consistent with yoga because the teachers help remind me that I'm okay and everything's going to be okay. And so I want to encourage you to try out yoga this month because it can be a great thing to lean on in a time of chaos, in a time of stress, in a time of feeling completely lost, which, hello, I feel right now. That's exactly how I feel. Every day is just a whirlwind of emotion. And so having something you can come back to ground yourself is a game fucking changer. Speaking of chaos, the literal purpose of a yin yoga class is to slow down and be present and be in that calm, slow energy. When you hear of like yin and yang or like yin and yang, I think it's supposed to be yang because every yoga teacher I've had has said yang, not yang. But yang, I was about to say yang, that side of the I'm not a yogi, I don't know what it's called. That side of things is very much like doing and, moving and pursuing things and working hard and being in that go energy that we are in 24/7. The way I describe my Christmas is very yang energy. It's go, 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 go. But what we really, really need, as well as the yang, is that yin. It's that counterpart to it. And it's not as instinctual for human beings and animals because we're trying to survive and we're trying to get food and we're trying to just go, go, go and make sure we're going to be fine. But the yin energy is so needed because it's what restores us. And that's why I say that yin yoga makes me feel like my cells are regenerating and I'm going to be able to fight off sickness because it's a time of deep rest and relaxation that I wouldn't give myself at home. And so that yin energy gives us the space and room to really also make sure we're going in the right direction. We're working on the right things. We're pursuing the things that feel aligned with us. And without that time of rest, we could be like fucking flying down the highway in one direction and it'll take us 7 years to figure out we took the wrong turn because we weren't listening to our body calling us to take a different turn. And I'm so grateful for my yin practice because I realized like I keep trying to push myself to like have a gym membership and weight lift all the time. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm laying here and my body is like, this is what we want. This is what we need. And that's when you know, oh, I'm in the right place. And I made the hard decision and I froze my gym membership and I'm still going to lift weights. I love going to the gym with my boyfriend. We literally like giggle and like lift weights and like listen to music and have a good time. But when I go to my home gym near my house, I don't feel like that. I'm all alone and I go through every day alone. And I'm like, I don't want to just spend more time alone. I want to build community. And so I'm trying a challenge out where, thank God, as soon as I wanted to sign up for this one specific yoga studio, they were like, challenge 21 days, do like 4 classes a week, whatever. And I was like, this is perfect. I want to find community and I want to show up consistently in a practice. So hello, here we are. And this wouldn't have happened if I didn't go to a yin class and was able to listen to myself say, we need more of this, less of the workouts. I also like pulled a bunch of muscles right around the time that I went to this yin class. So it's just like every message is saying, just slow down, relax, focus on yourself, be present. So please post, tag Human to Human Pod, or just send me a message on Instagram or submit it to my Human to Human Pod story submission section and tell me how your first yin class went. I want to know. You have to go. Maybe even try just a regular yoga class, whatever you want. And know that when I first started yoga, I literally hated it. I hated it. It took so long, a whole hour of this shit. But by the end, I always felt so much more like relaxed and refreshed. And now look at me. I'm fucking preaching yoga. I hope you enjoyed day 4 of Podmas. Happy December 4th, and I will see you tomorrow for a new episode. I love you. You got this, and know that you can slow down and come back to yourself amidst all the chaotic moments and the overwhelm that comes with life and the holidays. Talk to you soon.